Okay, so what I wouldn't mind spending just, well, probably a bit more than 5 minutes, but broadly speaking, 5 minutes. So I have developed rules for the following things. So I've developed rules for how ships actually work. I've developed rules for how combat on ships actually works. I've even developed how you calculate what happens when you hit things with guns. I've developed rules for what you can do in combat if you're not one of the major combat players. I've also developed a whole bunch of rules about getting other ships to surrender, which I'll talk about in a sec. I've developed travel rules so that when you go a sailing, there are rules to describe how you operate while you're traveling. And I've developed rules for hunting vessels, so actually how you locate ships on the high sea, as well as rules for morale management, in addition to the ones that were already in there. So the idea being, so a couple of things that have happened as a result, and I hope you guys are enjoying this journey as much as I am. If you're not, I apologize in advance for causing you so much pain. So the idea being now, as a ship, your number one stat is actually morale. It's actually the most important stat on the ship because basically your crew will turf you out if you don't, keep them happy. And there are 96 of them, give or take, and 5 of you, which suggests that that is not going to land well. So there's a pretty big investment in what happens with morale. Morale goes up and down pretty readily. And the only other thing, and then there's also a little bit of more of a considered view of what roles you have on ships. Now, the roles on the ship sheet actually are the ones that you use for travel. But when we do combat, slightly different roles apply because obviously you're doing slightly different things. So to explain, so there are 5 sort of key roles on the ship now that are filled by usually yourselves as PCs. So there's the commander who gives orders and gives direction and does all those things. There's the pilot who actually sails the ship. There's the navigator who determines how you're getting to where you want to be. There's the quartermaster who maintains all the supplies on the ship. And then there's the ship's carpenter who is responsible for repairing the ship. I will just make the point that the commander doesn't have to be the captain. So the idea behind the commander is, broadly speaking, you're in charge of the crew. So it's more a role for someone who's managing the crew. So the captain could just as readily be the navigator as they could be the actual commander. So those are the 5 roles that you fill on a ship under normal circumstances. Now, if a player doesn't fill them, then an NPC does. So obviously you would have a quartermaster, even if none of you volunteer. Equally, in combat, the way combat works now is you've got a value. If you're attacking, and this is combat for ships, not combat for people. So basically, initiative works just by the command being compared. So the command of the 2 commanders being compared. Also battle skills, sorry, I should say. Then the command roll is made by the captain, which is working exactly the way I described it last time, so they can create effectively a pool that other people can draw from. Then there's a piloting role, which is all about getting into position to attack the other ship and preferably minimize their ability to attack you. You must get 1 success on a piloting roll to successfully launch an attack. Because you're sailing ships, you're darting around, and you have to be able to bring your ship alongside or into a broadside position to even fire. If you want to run away, which is a very valid option, then what happens is you compare your roll with bonuses against the roll of your opponent. And if you're a better pilot and you've got a faster ship, you basically run for the hills. You've got attack rolls, which is actually a number the ship carries because it's primarily based on the experience and competence of the crew. But the master gunner, so someone who says, I'll be the master gunner, can modify that roll by rolling successes on their pool, which add to the dice pool. If you have to board, it's a battle roll. So basically, the person who's leading the troops into combat does a battle roll and the other people follow on. And then there's a repair roll, which is craft skill. So you use craft skill to do repairs around the ship, which allows you to repair structural damage, but also allows you to repair critical damage to the ship. So combat is pretty simple. There's a bunch of things you can do if you're not in one of the traditional roles. So you can do things like you can increase the speed of the crew in reloading. So you can like exalt, you can persuade the crew to do it faster. You can improve the maneuverability of the ship through the same method, but you can also do a whole stack of things to reduce the impact of criticals. So when criticals land, they either affect the crew, the maneuverability, the armor, or they cause catastrophic damage to the ship itself. I was going to add one actually, and I've just remembered what that was. So there's also damaging the attack ability of the ship. So whether your cannons, your batteries have taken damage or not. Oh no, I did write attack. I just hadn't written anything next to it. Okay, that's reassuring. All right, so that's the broad brushstrokes. Now I've written up a whole bunch of rules. I've put them in the journal. I haven't put all of these rules in the journal yet because I wrote them up, and basically I've literally had 3 days of back-to-back meetings from 8 a.m. to 6:30, so I have not had a chance to put them into the computer. But my intention is to do that over the weekend coming, and then they'll all be in there. What I thought you guys had agreed you wanted to do tonight in any case was do a bit of seeking out and hunting for ships or prey that you could capture, so that you could start collecting that sweet, filthy lucre and pay your crew some happiness. Is that all correct? Did I understand what your intentions were?
Yeah. Yes.
That's a plan.
Gonna make some money. Gonna stop the crew mutinying.
Crew mutiny. It's so overrated.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, if you guys are happy, so basically, I'm literally play testing rules as
Sorry, I'm going to deal with the dog.
Sure. No
Toby.
So funny story. That could be a bit of a thing. So, all right. So you guys have. What did you do with the other ship that you captured? Can't remember. The one that the pirate was on. Phalanx that you captured and then killed.
I don't think we decided.
I think we paused before we did the attack.
No, you did the attack.
Yeah,
because you
definitely did the attack. I just don't remember what we did.
I have a very distinct memory of you executing Phalanx.
Yeah.
Oh yes, that's right.
Be fair, they did deserve it.
Sure. I'm not judging. I'm just saying. I'm not judging. Just saying. Yeah, because he had a sloop, as I recall.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. And you persuaded most of his crew to stay on. So you have
but
a crew and a sloop. Sloop and a crew. Sorry.
And we were talking about, because I believe you mentioned if we delivered Rethane's body, Ferric's body, to the high rate, it was about 5,000 guilders, which is around as much as a sloop.
Yeah.
So we were talking about whether or not we wanted to sell the sloop.
Correct.
Or just deliver the body.
Or just deliver the body.
Or do both and get 10k.
Well, the difference is, though, and I'll just... to sell the sloop, you would need to sell it to someone who would take their cut. So the sloop's worth 5,000 guilders, but once you sell it, it'll be worth less than 5,000 guilders because they'll take their cut. Funny story, you'll get the full 5,000 for Phalanx Redmane's body, because the I rate will just give you the money. all the way over here in the Torpol administration. Oh, now the pings aren't working. Okay, that's annoying.
And there was somebody else who wasn't very happy with him as well, wasn't there?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, the pirate king of Tedison, whatever his name was.
Yes.
So we take his head,
Admiral.
to the people who asked for his head, and then his hands and his body to the other people and see if we can get more money.
Yeah.
Definitely a possibility.
I don't think the psychopomps are going to want him back.
No. So I think there was even a very vague idea that you might try and sell him twice.
Yeah.
Why not?
Look, it's a traditional response to these types of opportunities, which is to work out how many times can we sell this body. Very traditional.
Because with Pomps, offering a reward.
The Psychopomps were
Or they
not
just
actually offering a reward, no. But they will be very well disposed to you for killing him. But they're not particularly interested in having his body. What they were interested in is what happened to the bodies of the people that he kidnapped or took away. Because for them, it was all about, these incomplete bodies now that were on their shores.
Yeah. And religious items were taken.
Yes.
All right, so we have to try and see if any of those things are still on the ship.
Yes. All right, so you've got a crew. It's got a certain, you've kind of cut your way through it. So we'll assume there's a crew of about 20 people that you can draw upon on Phalix's ex-sloop, whose name you can come up with. What do you want to do? So your ship's pretty much packed to the gunwales, literally, in your case. So you're carrying about 96 crew in addition to yourselves, which means your Brigandine is literally creaking with humans.
Oh, Commander Lorenzo.
Okay. Yes, Captain.
What do you think about sending some of our crew over onto the sloop to make sure that we keep our new colleagues in line?
I think it's probably a very good idea to ensure our investment in this sloop.
Oh.
Okay.
So there's 20 on the sloop that we managed to recruit, isn't there?
Yeah. You don't have to keep them all together, though, don't forget. You can always mix and match here.
Yeah. That's what I was actually, one of the things I was going to suggest. Okay. Well, I reckon you should probably break it up and keep about 6 to 8 of the original crew on the sloop, because they'll be able to run it quite easily, and we put the rest on with our ship, and maybe put 20 of our men or something onto the sloop. It'll reduce our guns a little bit, because most of the 90 are actually the gunnery.
Yeah, they're the gunnery crew until you stop shooting the guns, then they turn into Marines. Yeah.
Into the boarding crew, that's right.
Yeah.
But yes, making sure that there is a distinctive shift in numbers.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So how many?
Sounds
So
very
how many are you bringing across to your ship? Like, how many are you swapping?
So there's 20 of them, isn't there?
There is.
So we'll take 12 of them and leave 8 behind.
Yep.
And then we'll bolster with another. Well, we could do 6 and then. Yeah, let's do 6 left on that ship of the original crew, and then we'll we'll move another 14 of our crew across to basically just swap out and make sure that we've kind of still got numbers to run guns and things.
Okay.
Yeah. That's good.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you do this exchange. Who are you going to nominate? Give me a name. What is the name of the captain of the new ship?
Oh. Well, all of our crew was Fred, so maybe Frederica, like.
I think we also established that none of them were actually called Fred.
Yeah.
No, none of them were actually called Fred.
Its own thing, wasn't it?
All right, so Frederick is now notionally nominated to go across. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. All right, so Frederick, the captain of the new ship. What do you want to christen the sloop? There you go. All the questions now.
Oh, because the sloop's quite a lightweight, fast ship, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right,
The
let's call
slip.
it Wave Runner.
A Wave Runner, nice.
Okay, so Wave Runner. It's a ship, and it's using the ship template, and it's a sloop. Okay, it's a class 2 ship. Size 2, which means it has 10 structure points. Alright, there you go. Put that in later, but I can also make you guys aware of it. And so, there you go. There's now 2 ships which you own. And the captain's name is Frederick. Okay. Cool. All right. So you find yourselves possessed of the good ship Honest Trader, Dranaxian Brigantine Privateer, and the good ship the Wave Runner, previously Federated Territories sloop.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
And your ship's carrying a main battery of 12 pounders, so it's reasonably decent. And it's got a couple of swivel guns for fun and giggles. And I assume a sloop will only be able to carry a smaller cut of guns. It's only a class 2, but we'll worry about that later. Okay, so what do you want the sloop to do? So you've got this sloop, but you're just outside of Tidderson. Are you expecting it to sail with you? Do you want it to go and do its own thing? Do you want it to... What commands do you guys want to give the sloop?
At this point, I would like it to stay with us until we kind of settle
in the new crew.
Yeah, settle in the new crew and all that. I've kind of got some vague ideas swirling around of how we might use it as bait to help us with our hunting. I'm not quite sure how that'll work. I'm thinking about it.
Okay. Well, you can definitely do something. It will help you locate ships if you wanted to, because it can obviously you can send it further away, and then you can kind of send messages to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, and then so you and the good sloop Wave Runner, are sailing where? Where do you want to go, guys?
Well, I think we have to go to the Torpor administration and get rid of this body before it starts to stink the place up.
Are you Sorry, I'm not actually tired. It's just been, well, I am a bit tired. Anyway, whatever. You were all the way over there.
I know, this is the problem. We're bloody miles away.
Hmm.
Mm.
I could take an
Oh, yes.
an attempt at preserving the body.
In some sort of
Oh, yes,
alcohol.
have good doctor.
Perhaps. I
Have
don't know
good
how well
doctor,
it'll go, but I
please.
can try.
I'm
Please,
loving this.
please do, because then we can go hunting first. Before we get to...
Pickle our person.
This
How do we
specimen is
pickle?
this specimen is quite larger than the ones I'd normally work with, so they won't fit in any of my jars. But I can see what I can do.
Right.
I'm sure we've got a spear barrel around. We can
Oh.
Empty the grog, or maybe the grog would help. We could try it.
pickled and rum.
Instant drop in morale. He stuffs somebody in the perfectly good grog.
Yeah.
Jesus.
But strangely, improves the flavor.
Oh,
Yes.
hello.
Too soon. All right. So, can I get a medicine roll, please? I would assume. A
So
roll.
healing, that would be, I
Yeah,
assume.
a healing roll.
Yeah. I don't. Would tenure apply to that? Probably not. No, that's manipulation rolls. Never mind.
He's dead. You can do nothing to make him more dead or less dead, whatever the rolling was. And what
Yeah.
okay, well, you've jammed him in a jar of a certain
Mhm.
size.
And I'm certain it went well.
You are certain it went well. So, yes, you have put him in a jar, and whether he's still in one piece when you get to the other end is a different question. Okay, so
Yeah.
what type of solution do you think has been effective here? What have you put him in? An alcohol solution? You taken your guidance? Have you taken a bit of a vibe from the psychopomps and sprayed him with salt?
Oh no, they're charlatans. They know nothing. It's definitely alcohol. It's probably not as pure as I think it is, which is why it's not it was unfortunately sold to us much more watered down than we were led to believe.
True that. So the good news is you're almost on the primary trade route, which means you've also got the trade winds. So even though it is almost 700, well, it is 700 explicitly, almost 750 miles, and I really need to convert that to knots, so I need to stop worrying about this. All right, well, we'll just rule that that's 750 miles because I can just do that. 750 knots because that'll work. All right, yeah, that works. Okay, so you travel at 10 knots an hour in your Brigadine. So it's almost, what is that, 24, 36, 48, 62, 72. So 3.5 day trip to get to the Torpole administration.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see if this works. All right, so you need a navigator to make a navigation roll. So, sorry, so this is one thing I was going to cover earlier, but I've jumped into it. I did want to say, so when I originally designed your characters, I tried to design them in line with what I felt was the aesthetic of the original 7th Sea versions, which is why your skills are set up the way they are. So if you have a look at the ship, the Honest Trader, and if you go to the crew picture, so there's now...
Where do we look at that?
There you go. They're characters, basically.
Yeah, in templates folder of the actors.
Sorry, I need to take it out of the...
I don't have that. Oh no, the Honest Trader. Here we go. No, I see it.
Right, so if you have a look, what I've done is I've created the 5 roles on the crew tab. So if you click on crew, it'll pop open. This is meant to represent, so Angelique, you're the commander at the moment. Mags, you're the pilot. The navigator, the quartermaster, and the carpenter. So I was going to say, if people wanted to slightly rejig bits of their character to allow them to fill one of these roles, I was more than happy for that to happen. I don't think anyone's suggesting
Yeah.
that Mags shouldn't be the pilot, if I remember correctly. But like navigation, I've ruled is prudence is the scouting skill role. Quartermaster is survival, and carpenter is crafting.
Right,
Yeah.
I think I'm going to be tweaking to become the carpenter, aren't I? Having 5 fortitude.
Well, of course, you don't have to have the skill. You can just go in with 5 dice, build the roll. Beauty of
Yeah,
the dice.
I think I'm going to be doing it.
Yeah.
But yes, if you want to tweak. And the other thing is I haven't handed out any experience yet. So I'm going to change that now. So I'm going to go with the traditional Coriolis model, which is it's just 5 points XP to buy a skill. Like everything is 5 points. It's just easier. And so I will just say you can all have 5 XP as well. So you can,
I might put that on crafting.
I might buy my crafting.
Right. Okay, so Rob, you didn't want to take on the commander role because you are doing a lot of the crew. We were,
Okay.
but then like my prudence is like my skill as a navigator would be pretty rubbish. I could be the navigator, but a rubbish.
You've
rubbish
also got
thing all over again.
Con and Dominique.
I've got the exalt.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think the exalt. You should stay with the commander.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. Well, I'm going to put my exalt up to 3 then.
I see.
Yeah, so he'd be a little bit better at that.
Yeah, off memory, Con was taking the navigator role, but tell me if I'm wrong,
Well, you did
Lee.
scouting, so that made sense.
Yes, you've
Yeah.
got scouting 2.
I think 4 and 2, so yeah.
Yeah, so you have to just make them 4s and 2s. Or you don't have to, it's just to count it. So, and Lee, or should I say,
Monique.
would you be happy to be the quartermaster?
Yeah, I feel like we've covered this a bit in previous sessions, but yeah.
We have. You have manipulation for convincing others of stuff. All right. Okay, cool. So, yes?
I think I might have like fiddled with something I ought not to have fiddled with.
Okay. What'd you fiddle with?
Yeah. The survival. What's your survival skill, Dominique?
My survival skill?
Yeah.
Let's see.
0.
0 currently.
Yeah, I think that is not right.
Oh
I think
yeah.
I fiddled with one of those by accident when I was like clicking around.
No, it's all perfect.
Oh no.
It's 0.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think I had any.
Yeah,
All
it doesn't pick it up, by the way. You have to actually put it in. There is no it's just not that smart. All right, so
Yeah, you can't break someone else's sheet.
So the good news is it's a straight up scouting role from Con as the navigator to navigate you towards the place.
We'll see how it's the exact same number of dice, so we'll see what happens. Last time went well, so
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
I know a shortcut. To use it the same way we are.
Somehow we're in the high rate 3 days later.
Yeah, exactly right. It's like I caught a trade wind. It took us all the way. Okay, so with that roll, you pretty much get there without interruption. Because I'm basically using the 1 ring model, so each success is a day of travel without an encounter, unless you seek one. So 4 days of travel gets you to the Torpol administration. All right, so you guys rock up at the Torpol administration. I've already described it a few times. It's this kind of very organized, very tradery kind of place. You can see the same division that you saw last time. So there's a couple of piers where actually I can throw it up. Why am I not throwing it up? They will activate.
Oh yes, the docks. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's the docks. There's obviously the major administration building here in the middle. And then there's the extra dock over here, which is explicitly got one of those big irate trading vessels parked on it. So you rock up, and a very officious man, who you don't know if you've met before, but how can you tell? They all wear the same kind of gear. Once again, with a couple of guard types, rocks up. Hello, you come to our shores?
Yes, we return to your shores.
Oh, you've been here before.
We have indeed.
Excellent. What date was that?
And Quartermaster?
Sorry?
Do you know the date that we last were in Torpole?
Of course. It was, and I say the date.
Excellent. Okay. Flick through a very large tome that he's carrying. There were 3 vessels that arrived that day. 2 of them do not fit the description of your ship, so you must be the honest trader, captained by Captain Angelique. Is that correct?
Yes,
That is correct.
Yes, that is correct.
Excellent. Then I'm pleased to say that as a returning vessel, you only have to pay 2/3 of the shore visiting tax.
All right. Well,
That's
Good.
fine.
Quartermaster.
could you negotiate that, please?
Let's see. This is the
This is manipulation. That's what this is.
yeah, well what I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna try to kind of say we have more important business to deal with. Like, we need to go directly to who's in charge. So
I see. And the person who is in charge, who I wrote down here, not so Capone.
because I believe that's what we're doing. We're just selling the body, right?
Yeah.
Provost Marshal. Oh, sorry, that's where I'm getting Phalanx from. Provost Marshal Phalanx. Right.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah, because Ferric was the guy.
Ferric was the guy. Yeah, Ferric, red mane,
Yeah.
red beard or something. All right. Red mane.
Yeah.
Okay. So you are here to complete a mission on behalf of the Provost Marshal?
Yes, that's correct.
Then I can waive the tax, but only for a small number of you. Obviously, your crew would need to pay the full tax.
We're not saying wrong.
No.
Well, I just
Are
say,
you sure about that, though?
would you like to make a manipulation roll to attempt to convince him
Sure.
otherwise?
We're gonna try it.
I like everything about this. God, you roll
Well, there's
There's
one.
a few sixes there.
Okay.
All right. So, yes. Well, in that case, perhaps I can. Yes, I see what you're saying. So, yes, I guess we will be waiving that tax just this time.
Thank you so much. We would we very much appreciate it, and we will not impure on your kindness.
Oh,
Again.
excellent. Well, that's excellent. Thank you so much. Then, if that is okay with you, I will escort you.
Thank you so much. That would be wonderful.
Okay. Are you bringing the barrel?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm assuming anyway.
We got a trolley.
Got a
I
trolley.
was just gonna roll it.
Jesus Christ.
I think we've got a trolley. We've got to have
Okay.
a trolley.
All right, so you've got a cart. You've got a small cart, like a hand
Yeah.
cart kind of thing. You load the barrel on top of the hand cart and you trundle it down towards the Provost Marshal, the central administration block, the big block in the middle, the big black one.
Yeah. And we've got a crowbar as well with us, so we can prise this baby open.
Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, what a great time that's going to be.
Oh yeah.
You arrive at the main administration block escorted by the nameless official. It's the same kind of, it's this beautiful construction. There's all these bureaucrats and clerks wandering around. You're escorted to the Provost Marshal's rooms, which, if you remember, were sort of very austere. There was a single water fountain in a corner. There were maps. Not much else. You have the barrel with you, though. And now that you're in an enclosed space, can I get I think it is going to be scouting. I'm pretty sure that's the right skill. He says, and he should know. It is scouting. Thank you very much. Could I get scouting rolls from everyone, please?
Ooh, everyone.
This is fine.
What's that?
Look at all those
Bloody
sixes.
hell.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my. Oh yeah. 2.
Yeah, wow.
Two
So many
successes.
sixes.
Wait,
Everyone, Dominique didn't get it.
why?
Nope, I was too focused on talking.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so even though you got less successes than some of the other people, Con,
Hi.
your specific medical training is of use at this point. You're in this very
Excellent.
enclosed space, so it's hard to miss
Really
the
trying
smell.
to smell in here.
Yeah, there's a slightly
Wow.
off smell in this very enclosed space, and you suspect it's coming from the barrel.
You put the men in fermentation.
Perhaps. Perhaps I should have checked the quality. Well, they didn't ask for the body to be in good condition.
True.
We may still be okay.
Are you just telling yourself this, or are you telling anyone else? It's just like an inner monologue. It's just mental image of you looking at there going,
I think they're thinking out loud. Whether anyone listens is an entirely different matter.
Yeah.
Why don't we tip the liquid into the fountain and just get rid of it?
How about we don't? Maybe we keep the foul shit where the foul shit is.
No.
We're gonna poison the entire shop.
I'm just imagining the
This is
Provost
this
Marshal
is
steps
tier.
out.
This is veering into blue baby territory.
It
I
is,
feel.
it is veering
Jesus
into blue
Christ.
baby territory. That is a very fair point. All right. So you guys are all looking at the barrel, looking at each other, muttering various things. When obviously, well, perhaps not obviously, but the doors to the Provost Marshal's office opens, and the Provost Marshal Phalanx is there, looking at you all. Hello. It's you. I remember you. Weren't you off to hunt that pirate?
Well,
Yes.
complete. We have done that task.
Have you?
Yes.
I don't see
Kicking the
you.
barrel.
Well, that's because we return with him as evidence.
I would
Point to
suggest
barrel.
you get a clothespin for your nose.
Perhaps some wax for your nostrils. That may also help.
It does. We came as quickly as we could, but I'm afraid he's been dead about 5 days now.
Okay. That's fine though. I mean, I assume you preserved him, or if nothing else, you just chopped the head off and brought that with you, or something. Is that right?
Oh, we've preserved him. The Hierate wanted to like chop his head off, so we kind of left that for them to do.
Oh, hold on. Are you saying that he was requested by members of the Irate?
Yes, as well as yourselves.
Oh, we waive any interest.
And why is that?
Well,
What?
we wouldn't want to offend the irate traders.
They won't know anything about it.
But what if they found out?
Damn it! Who would tell them? Are you going
He
to?
looks at
'Cause
all
we-
of you. Just looks at
They
all of you.
only requested his head. We thought you might want the rest of him.
Why would I want the rest of him? What would I do with that?
That would be up to
So-
you.
Well,
So you engage us to perform a task. We perform that task, and now you don't want to pay us. That does not seem like you are honoring your contracts. That does not seem like something that lies well in this nation, or this state, this city, this backwater. Let's be honest. If this is how you treat your contractors.
It's like a Victorian building company. Well, no, I didn't say we wouldn't. We will pay you some element of the contract, but you must understand that the irate has first rights. I mean, I would not want to get between them and their just ownership of this. But I am okay with I'm sure we can come to some negotiated arrangement around how much we owe you for his return.
excellent.
Perhaps looks around for a second. Perhaps 1,500 guilders would be satisfactory.
And the silence is no.
We're all just staring.
Just a silent staring at him.
Is
Perhaps.
that your final offer?
Well, I mean, we could negotiate if you like.
Yes, negotiations. I do like that. How about we start with what did they offer us the first time round? 5,000?
Well, you understand you can't possibly be paid twice for the same thing.
No, I don't understand.
Well, I mean, the irate will pay you for the raid that he committed against our docks. We would pay you for the raid he committed against our docks. That would be 2 times the payment for the same event.
No, the high rate is paying us for his head. Not the raid on the docks. His head.
Because they hate thieves. They just want the head of a thief.
Okay. Look, how about we go 50-50 and I pay you 3,000 guilder.
Okay, huddle. We're gonna huddle.
There's a crew huddle.
What do we think? Yeah, I'm willing to go
Not
3.
open the barrel right here.
No, we do not open them. take their barrel to the high rate. And if they do this to us again, I'm in favour of burning the police down. But, you know.
Wouldn't be a bad idea. I do
That'd be
think
on my shit list.
3,000, we keep the head, we go to the high rate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jolly good.
All right. Very well. We accept your offer. What's his
Okay.
name? Marshall. Provost Marshall.
Then I shall arrange for a transfer of funds. One assumes you have a bank.
Crickets.
Of course. With the who was the first island king?
The King of Drenax.
Oh,
King
yeah.
With
of
the-
Drenax.
With the king of Drenax.
Okay. Well, we can arrange for funds to be transferred to a mercantile agent in Drenax, who will hold your funds in trust until you arrive at Drenax to collect them.
Lovely.
So
So
glad we've
kind
got
of
our
you.
quartermaster who knows all this stuff.
All right. So you're then going to cross the bridge and head towards the Oak Docks. Is that right?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
so
yes.
You've got the cart. You've got yourselves. You're going over to the Oak Docks. As you get close to the pier, you start to see irate Marines, troops, soldiers, something. 2-meter tall people wearing heavy duty boiled leather sort of armor, carrying big freaking swords, sort of floating around. One of them stops, looks at you for a second, looks at all of you for a second, and barks in irate, "Stop and explain your business."
We've got the barrel of fun.
Like, was it Con who can speak?
Oh, it was me.
Yeah,
Oh, it was you.
it was Lorenzo who could speak.
Lorenzo can
maybe.
speak the language.
Yep.
Hello.
Greetings. We have a special delivery on request of, what was the name of the of the high
You
rate?
just know her as the First Order.
Yep. We are on first order business. We have completed a task and we are here to collect.
Mm-hmm. Then wait here. I will return with them.
Thank you.
You see a couple more of the guards kind of move in your general direction in a very sort of desultory, maybe we get to chop people up today kind of mode. That's exciting. About a half an hour later, maybe even close to an hour by the time you stood around waiting. By the way, did I mention it's quite tropical where you are?
Smell's going to be getting pretty pungent by this
Yeah.
stage.
So the big tall woman, female, whatever, that you met the last time you were here, you think it's her? Yeah. Anyway, hello. You asked for me by name.
Hello. Yes. The last time we talked, you wished for the head of the one that offended you.
Yes.
And we have recovered them. Gesturing to the barrel.
I see. They lie in the barrel.
As they do.
Are they alive or dead?
They are dead and buoyant.
I see. Well, what is it you want?
Well, we want the payment.
Ah, of course. How could I forget? What was the figure that we promised you?
What's the figure? Be months.
5,000.
Yeah. Okay.
But is that the number you give?
Dan?
Yes, it is, because I don't want to offend 2-meter tall warriors.
Oh,
With a
and we
penchant for
also know
taking
that
meds.
they chop the heads off of people who are thieves, and they might consider you a thief.
Yes. Of which I'm not.
I am
So
but a
yes,
s-
that's the figure
I
I
am but a
give.
simple merchant. Okay, so you have found the body. You have returned him to us. Well, then open it.
Okay. Open it. And say to whoever the next person is
Who
along.
got the crowbar? Who's holding the crowbar at the moment?
Yeah. I've got the crowbar.
Nice. All right, you're in there. You're levering it out.
I'm backing away.
Yeah.
So there's this kind of really bloated, kind of pale, flabby face, body, because it's absorbed the liquid. Kind of pasty, rotty smell coming out. Pasty faced, rotty smell coming out. And yeah, you're looking at them, as it were. You don't think you're going to be able to lift the body out of the barrel easily?
Sailors. Seen plenty of floaters before.
True that. Good point.
Poke it with the
Yeah.
crowbar.
I'm just getting this image of, how you turn a can upside down and
Yeah.
the contents stay in there and slowly slide out?
Yeah.
Ugh.
That was
Horror.
That's what I'm imagining is going to happen.
That's what I was imagining. Okay, so
Yeah.
you empty the barrel out. She looks horrified. And not horrified, scared, horrified, just disgusted. I see.
We all look at our doctor. Our surgeon.
Uh-huh.
In my defense,
Raise an eyebrow.
I wasn't in charge of buying the liquor. I would have bought higher quality stuff.
I
Dominique.
didn't know you were going to put a fucking body in it.
Our crew deserves the best.
Does it?
Some days.
If I'm going to be pickled by you, I at least expect a good brandy.
Put it on the ledger.
What about
You, you need to put these on the crew list, okay? You need to have pickling liquor and you need to have drinking liquor.
We need some formaldehyde.
It's really important not to mix
Clearly.
it up. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when we get the right stuff, they drink it anyway. We lose crew. You remember what happened to the last batch?
Mm.
Of liquor or crew?
Yes.
We lost the liquor and the crew got drunk. Not a terrible thing.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll dry out.
Some of them did go blind, I'll have you remember.
Yes.
Not all of
All
them.
right.
all right, so you
Well-
emptied out the body. She looks at it. And what proof do you have that this was the man that attacked our ship? That they
We
raided
have his
our
ship.
docks? Ah,
The ship
where?
we found him on matches the description of the ship that attacked
Ah, excellent.
one of the ships. That
And where is that?
Why?
Why?
Well, it was associated with the attack.
And
We need to destroy it.
No.
that's not how this works.
Well, it was involved in the attack.
Hmm.
The ship's elsewhere.
We don't know where the ship is.
Meanwhile,
It's
isn't that your ship over there?
Jesus.
No, well, yes, but that's a different ship to the one you think it is. This
Yes.
is not the ship you're looking for. Move along.
Totally different ship.
So you are just giving me the body of the captain, not of the other criminals involved in the attack on our docks.
Well, this is what you asked for.
And I'm afraid the other criminals perished in our taking of the captain.
Oh,
Hmm.
they fought to the end.
They did.
Who
Very valiantly.
And died bloody.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Anyone want to make a
Lost the
manipulation
sea.
roll?
I did technically add some there, but if anyone else wants to,
Oh yeah.
My manipulation is 0, so.
all right.
I've got
I'm way too
one.
honest.
I've got one. So what's the deal about the panache, Thomas?
You can spend it in advance of a roll and get a bonus 2 dice to the roll, or you can use it to push a roll where you think you need to.
Okay, and does panache reset every session?
Yeah, that's the intention, so it resets to 2. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
2. Okay. Right. Well, I'm going to spend some panache on this roll because I'd like it to succeed. Okay, so I add 2 to the roll modifier.
Yep.
Is that right? Okay. 2. All right, let's go.
Wow.
Ah, look at that. 2 successes.
All right. She looks at you for a moment. She's a bit uncertain, and then she kind of reflects on it and goes, "Well done. That is good. That is very good. So you have delivered all of them to the sea.
Yes.
And you give us the captain as proof of this. But what proof do you have
Yeah.
that he actually raided our wharf? This is the piece I'm not sure of. You don't have his ship. So what is your proof that this was the man responsible for the raid?
Well, he didn't just raid Torpole here. He also raided a nearby island. Have you met the psychopomps?
I know what the psychopomps are, but why does that matter? How do you know
They
it was him that raided
recognize-
both? How do I know that it was him?
Well, this is I'm trying to tell you.
Yes.
The same 2 ships raided both the psychopomps and Torpole. The psychopomps recognized the captain because he was once a member of their community, but he left and turned to a life of piracy. They confirmed that he was the one raiding.
This is of interest. Was he exiled by them?
Don't believe so. I think he left himself. But
He was at least excommunicated by their religious community.
because he left.
They
I
cast
think.
him out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is unfortunate. But understandable. So now you give me this body and you claim this conversation, this people you know, that prove that he was responsible, and I'm expected to pay you on the basis of this hearsay. that you mentioned to me. You have no actual proof that it was him who raided my
Well-
storage, my warehouse.
What proof would you satisfy you?
Well, some evidence that he had our goods.
But he would have sold it all. He wouldn't have taken your goods and then kept them for himself. He would have sold them.
This is true.
Can we send somebody for the ship's log?
Would he have kept a ship's log?
Arrived here, stole lots of shit, burnt things down.
I mean,
Yeah, the navigator's log.
technically a
just-
possibility.
Did we find anything from the psychopomps on the ship? I don't think we established that.
No,
Any
we didn't
religious
establish that,
relics?
but yes, you did find some of their stuff on the thing, and you can find proof that he was at the Torpol administration. You can probably even find irate goods marked with the clan symbol. So you can produce evidence. You can absolutely produce.
Okay.
evidence.
All right. Well, we'll produce some evidence for her so that she'll be
Okay.
satisfied with what we have.
All right. So you do that. I accept this thing you offer me. You seem efficient. And
Yeah.
you can speak a civilized language. Well, at least some of you can.
Yeah.
And you are looking for a patron, perhaps?
Perhaps.
Well, as I'm sure you would understand, we are interested in patronage. Perhaps there is something we might be able to offer you to retain your services on a more permanent basis.
Perhaps. What do you have in mind?
No, your people seem very motivated by silver and gold, so perhaps silver and gold would be of interest to you.
Absolutely.
And in
Yes, I can guarantee that my crew is very interested in such things.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there is someone at the Genaxian court. I would like to know what they do.
I see what they do.
Yes, where they go, who they talk to, what they do.
Oh, that kind of what they do, right?
Can I interest you in this thing?
Well, I don't feel like I'm not sure that we're going to have very much to do with Drenex. And our interests lie elsewhere, but perhaps if we were to drop in there at some point. Who do you want followed?
Oh, difficult question. Not really, but I do need to pull it up. No, it's not open. Castle. Kasyl. Casil.
Castiel. Okay, I'll write that down.
A no-named, clanless second son. So disgraced that he bears no recognition of his ancestors in his name. I am sure. If you keep me aware of his movements and where he goes, then I'm sure some form of financial reward can be arranged. Does that interest you? Yes? No? Hello? Are you guys able to hear me?
Hello.
Right.
Yeah,
I
we
think
just
Right.
lost
The
someone for
wrong
a second.
button I hit.
Oh no.
All right. So
Sorry,
yes,
I'm having internet connection issues and only hearing about every third word, so.
Oh, no. Okay. This is silly. All right.
All right. Well, I'll assume you agree to operate as spies on behalf of the Ihati clan, trader clan.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It seems like I can't see how it's going to affect other business. So, yeah, right.
Excellent. Well, that makes me happy. In return, you have given me the body. You've sworn that you have slain all of the sailors involved in the attack. And you don't know where the ship is, which is unfortunate, as we will not be able to burn it to the waterline. But perhaps one day we will find it. We will keep an eye out. I believe I offered you 5,000 guilders for his head, yes?
You did?
Then you will be paid 5,000 guilders for his head. She pulls out of her pocket basically these giant, sort of gold silver bars, and counts out a number of them, and just drops them at your feet. This is your payment for services well rendered. If you would like to be retained for us, then every month we will give you a half of one of these just to be on call. So basically 500 guilders a month in retainer fee.
Nice.
Now,
Nice.
excellent. Did you recover any of our cargo?
Well, no.
If you find anyone with our cargo and you're able to prove that they had it, we will of course pay a small additional fund for their heads.
Very good. Well, we will.
We would also like the sugar.
It's probably long gone, but we'll keep our eyes open.
Excellent. Thank you so much. I'm very pleased to hear it. The
service.
First daughter gives you the 5,000 guilders. Now, I don't think we have any further need of your presence.
Fair enough.
So please leave.
We have to take our cart and leave them with the stinky barrel.
Yep, I'm fine with that. Means I'd have to deal with the stinky barrel.
Yeah, not really stinky barrel.
Hopefully nothing leaked onto the cart, because that ain't coming out.
Not.
Oh
No. We might be asking the ship's carpenter to build us another one.
Exactly. Yeah. No, keep the cart. It's our gift to you. You can have the whole lot. Can I? I need something to store him in. Oh, look, we've got this barrel that we kept keeping earlier. No, they actually take his body, which is lying on the ground, and crucify it
Oh,
and leave
Okay.
it
Huh.
and leave it at the edge of their domain in the Oak Docks.
as a warning to others.
Yes.
Hope they got permits for that.
You get the impression that they might not be filling in a lot of permits.
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
Topo might be giving them a bit of leeway.
So you've now got underneath your belt 8,000 guilders, which is a princely sum.
Woohoo!
If it's roughly divided by 100, obviously, then it's 80 guilders per person, which is, money, which makes your crew happy.
Yay!
Yeah.
Excellent.
What would you guys like to do now? So you can
Go hunting!
Go hunting. Okay. Cool.
Go hunting!
That was a leading question.
All right, so this works slightly differently. So, what area? So we'll go back to the map. Sorry.
Yeah.
Activate. Oh. Right. I didn't even know that was still happening. Oh, wrong map. Wrong map. Wrong map. Much more complicated. All right, that's better. So you've got these two trade routes, the big dotted lines running sort of through the map. You've got around the islands. Do you guys want to kind of have a quick discussion about where you might want to go hunting? Quick hint.
Well, I'm a
bigger
bit.
prizes on the trade routes. Also, though, patrol.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I was thinking more of going hunting on the Federated Territories side.
Yeah.
Although, I guess, because I just don't want to run foul of the higher rate at this stage. You love the pirates.
And didn't the Dranaxians want us to harass the Federated Territories and
Yeah, well, really, they wanted us to harass both. Everyone. But not to the point of causing too much drama. Like, just enough that it's, causes a bit of annoyance, but not so much that they actually send entire huge fleets of ships to deal with the pirate problem. I think that's right.
Yeah.
So,
So where would be an area with slightly treacherous reefs or shoals or
Around here. So see here where it goes around the island really tightly.
yeah.
So there. Oh, I'm still. That's easily fixed. So yeah.
because if we could lure them into there, and then is it piracy or were they wrecked? And we claim scavenging rights.
Fine line between piracy and salvage.
I love it.
Wrecking is a fine ancient tradition.
Well, it is, especially when lighthouses came into play. You would actually have people that switch off the lighthouse and then created their own bonfire to wreck the ships on the shores.
Yeah, a fine
It was the
tradition of the
national
Cornwall
sport
coast.
of the Cornish coast, wasn't it?
Yep,
Yeah,
that's
yep.
Yeah.
good.
The one.
That one, yep. Fine tradition of the Cornish
Yeah.
coastline. It's cultural. You can't stop us practicing our culture. Okay, so all right, so you can go there and try and lure a ship towards the reefs, yes?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or drive a ship to the reefs. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So once again, it's a bit of a trip. So can I get a... Oops, wrong way to go. Can I get a navigation roll, please, from your navigator, who's awesome at navigation?
Of course. Now that you've said that, it'll go so well.
Yeah,
Ah, not too bad.
Well done.
Again. Too damn good. All right. So it's a day or so sailing, and you're floating in amongst it. Now, to find, potential prey, you need to make a sort of scouting roll from the top of the ship, right? So you've got people on lookout, basically. So whoever you want to be your lookout needs to make a roll for me, please.
Right. Okay. And is this the kind of time when we could use the sloop to go and do a bit of a scout for us?
Yes, or you could use the sloop and yourselves to sort of, obviously increase your distance, because you can push it out close to the horizon, and then it can see obviously beyond, and then it can also talk to you. So the idea is you increase your net, as it were.
Yeah.
All right. So can I get
All right, we'll start with doing that.
another scouting roll, please, as you attempt to locate a ship? Or actually, yeah, no, it's definitely scouting. Yeah, 100%. Mm-hmm.
I suppose I'll take that on again.
Yeah.
Cool.
Damn.
Yeah, it's another
That's
Be
right.
something.
All right. So, yourself and the sloop spot a ship, and I'll just go to my encounters table. Encounters, there you are. All right. So you're not in a backwater. You're in a high traffic route. It's not secure though, so it's +1 to the die roll. Who wants to roll a D66? I think you should, Char. You haven't done very much. Go on, roll a D66. So one D6 and then a second D6. First number, second number.
Mm.
24.
24 or 34 if you prefer. 34. Ha! Okay, it's a medium merchant ship. All right, so in the distance you see a fleet, sort of, making its way along the thing. Now, you can actually, in effect, try and sneak up on it, and there's two ways you can do that. So you can either wait until it gets a bit, sort of dark and try and come down upon it because it'll have lights on, assumably, or at least dusk. Or you can simply just try and get upwind of it so that you can, take advantage of the wind and race down upon it.
I think we could sneak up on it at dusk. That sounds fun.
Okay, can I get a stealth roll from someone, please? As you sneak up on the ship.
I can do that.
Nice. Okay.
Excellent.
Yes, you can. Okay.
1.
So, so you're sneaking up on this ship. It's a small merchant vessel, a medium-sized merchant vessel. You come in at dusk. You're sneaking up on it. You're about 100 or so meters away when it spots you finally. So it's got a small bank of cannons it's kind of got, like 4 or 5 ports, which you can see are being opened in defense. So now, just very quickly, we can test out my does this even make sense roll. Okay, so the person with... Hold on, I'm just going to get all the skills up in front of me. Yeah, so can I get a... what would it be? I think it's a battle skill roll. Yeah, that makes sense. Can I get... what's your battle total? Of your best battle person. That'll be you, Lorenzo, I'm assuming.
Oh,
Yeah, it is
yeah.
me. So that's 5.
5 in total. Okay, well, you exceed their battle. So you get to go first. All right, so now it's an exalt roll to create the pool. Oh, captain, my captain.
All right. That's me.
It is.
Captaining. Please be. Ooh, 2 6s.
2 successes. Nice. All right, so then it's...
So is this like, can I use one of these to regain a panache?
You can.
When do we do that?
Yes, you can. You've got 2 successes, absolutely. Although it does mean there's only 1 dice for other people to draw upon now, but...
Oh, that's right. That's making the pool. Okay, no, I'm going to leave it as it is then. 2 successes for people to draw on.
Okay, all right. So, pilot. So here's... Okay, so quick question for you guys. Do you want to try and just race in and board it, or do you want to lay in a round of cannon fire to make it surrender? Or do you just want to yell surrender at it and see what happens?
I want to push it towards the reef.
Okay, so cannon fire or...
Cannon fire.
Cannon fire. Okay, so to get to fire, you need 1 success on a piloting roll.
To position. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can take one of my successes, and that gives you extra dice?
Yes.
So that is a move.
Yes, it's a move, and you're getting a bonus of 1.
1?
Oh, +2. 1 + 2. So you're getting a total +3. Because you guys... Oh, no, you didn't do the win. No, it's just down to 1. No, it's just 1. Sorry.
So
I
move
forgot you
and
closed.
a +1.
Ooh.
Okay, you got a success. Not only that, you got 2 successes. That's beautiful. All right, so who's gonna... who's going to command the gunnery crew to fire? Who wants to...
What skill is that?
It's marksmanship.
Then I think that's me again.
Oh, no, you are piloting. You can't be both the pilot
You're
and the master
piloting.
gunner.
Yeah.
Does anyone else have marksmanship?
I've got marksmanship. So maybe it's me as the captain. I'm going to yell fire.
Okay, go for it for now. Normally that wouldn't be allowed, but whatever. All right.
All
Actually,
right.
no,
Well, if
you know
someone
what?
else
No,
has
it's
got...
not allowed. It's not allowed. So someone who hasn't
It's not allowed?
someone who hasn't given an order yet has to
Who's gotta do
organise
it?
the gunners to shoot.
All right, Lorenzo, what have you got?
Deafness 3, marksmanship of 0.
Con?
Anybody else got
Lee?
deafness?
Exactly the same as
Exactly
as that.
the same, yeah.
Oh, no.
All right, Lorenzo, you're it.
All right, I'll give it a go.
On reflection, they were really kind of shit pirates.
I'm adding a panache to give me 2 extra dice.
Okay. So this will add bonus dice to the attack dice pool. All right.
Ooh, yeah.
3
Nice.
additional dice. Okay. So there's actually...
Never doubted you.
So on the Honest Trader, you can if you go to the combat tab, you've actually got the battery there.
Oh, okay.
So if you click on the attack roll at the end, you can add 3 bonus die to your attack.
Oh, okay. Right. So should I just be hitting the roll attack or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then add the 3 dice to the when you get to the bonus.
Okay.
Mhm.
Ooh, that's 4
And it's
dice.
a 6, which is a hit.
Right. Okay.
So you
Excellent.
fire a broadside into the poor defenseless fleet, who takes damage. They take 4 points of damage because you only got a basic hit. Wasn't a crit. Yay, winning at life. And now and then you're trying to drive them to hit the reefs. I think.
Yep.
Now, Lee, so Lee and Pan, so your characters can do a couple of different things if you want. It's okay if you don't want to, but they can actually kind of do things to make the crew move faster or do things quicker, so they can reduce the reload time of the cannon. So the cannon takes 2 rounds to reload, which means the next round you won't be able to shoot. Or indeed the round after that you won't be able to shoot because it's 2 rounds to reload. Or they can actually make the ship more maneuverable by inserting themselves, or they can reduce the impact of criticals, of which you've had none so far. So just to make those points. But it's now my shooting. So my little ship, where is she? Oh, there she is. There's the warship. She's got, what's her? So command roll. Yep, that's terrible. Oh, 1. Their pilot is gonna, and I think I'll use that 1 dice immediately to see whether I get. Oh, it didn't roll. Okay, that's annoying. I need to fix that. That's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Wow.
2 successes, which means they're definitely in position to fire. And then they're shooting. They've got. Yeah, they got that. Okay, so they hit you for 3 points of damage. So they've taken 4, you've taken 3. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
And you've got a little structure points tab on your thing there, so you can just apply 3 points of damage like I've just done to you, and then you're ready to go. All right, so now you can demand their surrender, so striking the flag. So you vastly outnumber them. They're like a merchant ship. They've got like a crew of 20. You've got a crew of like 100. They're not trying to escape. They have had a pretty decent. The merchant's attack is actually pretty good. The merchant is not fleeing. And then it's basically opposing exalt rolls if you want to try and make them surrender captain.
Yep, I think so.
All right. So what you're trying to do effectively is do damage to their morale, is the way to imagine it. So your exalt skill, you're currently getting a bonus of 2 dice because you vastly outnumber them. So make the exalt roll, and I will make
with 2 dice extra. Okay, and
1 success.
There's a 6 there somewhere. 1 success, yeah.
They got no successes, so that's not good. All right, I'm just conscious of time. Like, it's already 10 o'clock, which is a bit late.
Yeah.
All right, so basically, rather than running them into the reef, maybe they run away actually, because they do have a bit of morale left. Yeah, okay, so that's what they'll do. So they'll break and run. So do you want to make another piloting roll, pilot, to try and get them to run into the reef?
Chase.
Can I use one of my panache?
You can if you want, yep.
I do want.
The other question is, where's our sloop?
Oh, that's a good point. Yes, it could come in and box them in, as it were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it does move fast.
10 dice and 1 success.
This is the exact terrain it's designed to be worked in.
They got no successes, though. So, all right. So we'll assume that you run them into the reef. So they're now... So their ship is kind of, the classic kind of perched on the reef, if that makes sense. So it's kind of grounded into the reef and then sort of pushed up by it. So it sort of slid into it and then pushed up as it's rolled into it. So the front half of the deck of the hull is exposed to the air now as the ship has sort of run aground. And you've got the ocean sort of washing across it. So you've basically smashed it into the edge of a lagoon.
Lovely.
Like an atoll, like a kind of atoll.
Yeah.
And it's kind of perched there very precariously on this reef.
To make it harder for us, I don't know.
Yeah, because we can't get too close to the reef either, because that'll damage our ship.
So your only option really is to drop longboats or wait until hopefully the water, until the tide goes in or out.
Yeah. I think we should send in some longboats.
No.
No?
They haven't seen our sloop yet. So what if the sloop comes in and pretends to rescue them? Anyway.
I don't think we need to worry about that at this point because we've got them boxed. They can't go anywhere. We can just, because we're not going to, all we're doing is taking all this stuff. We can leave them with their ship. They'll have to fix it and then... Their broken ship on the atoll.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, no, lovely. Kind, generous pirate.
All right, so there we are. Cargo. I hadn't put cargo in yet. Oh, actually.
Cargo. Yeah.
All right, actually, you know what? We might call it there, guys. Sorry, I'm actually struggling, and it seems like as good a point as any. So, next session, you can talk to the captain of the ship and steal their goodness. And then we'll get back to Drinax, where the next adventure kicks off. Does that sound okay?
Yeah.
I think your game mechanics are working better now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They're a bit too mechanical, but
it's all right.
But they are meant to be sort of how you manipulate the ship, so you still do all your pirating panache stuff outside of that. By the way, you're spending panache much better, I think. You're using that +2 dice at pre the roll, which is a nice touch because that wasn't happening previously. So I like that a lot.
Yeah, well, now that we know how it kind of we can get it back and
Yeah, I understand. That makes complete sense. Alrighty.
Yeah.
Well, look, cool. Thank you, guys. I will put the rest of the rules in over the next week, and then they'll all be in there. It should be good. All right. Talk to you later.
Sounds good.
All
All right.